So Fanattik, everyone at Fanattik is a geek and about all sorts of things. We're all massive film fans. We're all gamers. So what we wanted to do to begin with was create stuff that was like almost in-world things. So we have like our specialty is tickets, in-world tickets. We've got we launched last year some tickets for the opening weekend of Jurassic Park, of the park itself, that were in 24 karat gold plated, and it was the best product we've ever done. It's sold out immediately, which is great. So we like doing really cool stuff like that. I've got a load of props here that I could show you, but I won't do anything just yet. But one of our favourite ones was the don't know if you can see that properly, the gates of Jurassic Park in a metal ingot. So we like these collectible things that people put on display, not necessarily toys or things that you could actually use, although we do bottle openers, but stuff that people can put on display. That's what we like to do. So it's got to be the original. I'm a massive Steven Spielberg fan, so that first one, not so much Lost World, but the original film is probably one of my favourite films ever still. And like the effects now, however many years later, 28 years later, stand up. They're amazing. The mix of animatronics and a little bit of CGI, I think, for 1993, but unreal. And even today, like Joe Johnston's Jurassic World 3 is fine, but the effects in that aren't as good as they were in the original film, I don't think, in my opinion anyway. It's such a good film. I love it. So it is well thought of and highly regarded, so there is that little bit of pressure about whether something will be well received. But it's been great to work with because we all love the franchise so much. We've had the license for 3 years now, and we've just renewed it as well. So we'll be producing stuff well after Dominion comes out next year, if it ever comes out. And it's been really good to work with Universal. They're really good. They're nice to work to. We speak to them directly. With licensing sometimes as the mediator, but not in this case. We speak to Universal directly, and they're really good to work with. So we get a set of style guidelines, they're called, from Universal, that will have a lot of imagery that we can use, but we're not strictly tied down to that. So if we come up with an idea, we can submit it to them, and they will either approve it or give us changes or just say, no, you can't do that. So it's basically just, we have since we've been working separately and everyone's been at home, we have an 11 o'clock meeting every day on Skype, and someone will just remember something from one of the films, or they've watched something recently and just say, what about this? And then we'll take it from there, really. So you have to keep a lookout for things that will make good collectibles. Like we've got the bottle opener, the Velociraptor claw bottle opener. So we wanted to get something that you could make from the Velociraptor claw that Alan Grant has. And this has been one of our best products, and I love it. It's on my fridge at home. Use it all the time. So we know what we can do in terms of making things like ingots and tickets and stuff. So, and coins, we do a lot of coins. So if we see something or remember something from a film and go, oh yeah, of course, we could turn that into something. That's really the way that we come up with the ideas. And in our 11 o'clock Skype meeting every day, someone will suggest something, and then we'll sort of like spitball it and see if we can work out if it's worth doing and whether people will like it, and take it from there. So we would have the idea, then we'd one of our designers would come up with some sort of like preliminary drawing or design for it, and we'll submit that to Universal first of all, before we do too much work, in case they just say no. And once they give us the go-ahead, then we speak to our factories. So we've got factories all over the world that we use, different ones for different things. We'll speak to them, and they'll create a 3D drawing for us of what it will look like using the materials that we suggest, and they will give us, quite often they'll give us different materials they can use to see what it looks like. So we have the silver and the gold things, but we do just like dull metal things as well, and dull, not dull as in boring, but dull as in not as shiny. And yeah, when they send us those drawings, we sort of tweak them and perfect them and see how they're going to look. And then once we're happy with that, they make a sample, which they will ship over to us, which is what this is actually. This is one of the samples. We got loads of samples. It's full of samples, this place. And once we're happy with that, then we speak to Universal again and show them what the final product will look like. And then we give them the go-ahead to produce it. And there's quite a bit of a lead time. It's usually 3-4 months between us giving them the go-ahead and them actually landing with us. A lot of our, a few of our factories are in China, so it takes a while to get over here. But yep, once it hits us, then we ship them out to either retailers like Zavvi and HMV, who we supply, or we send them directly from people that bought from our website to you guys. So, I mean, there is a lot of pressure to get it, make sure it's right. That's why it's really good that we work directly with Universal, that we can just sort of throw these things at them and say, are you happy with this? And they're obviously really protective of the brand, because I imagine it's their, I don't know for definite, but I imagine it's their biggest franchise that they've got in their books. So with things like, we don't necessarily do a lot of things that will appear on camera. So the tickets that we do may be from the universe, but they're not necessarily things that you'd see in the film. So some of that we do have to use a bit of our own creativeness to come up with. I've got one of the tickets in front of me now. This is the Jurassic World Dino of the Deep, the Mosasaurus show ticket, the gold one, which I think was exclusive for Zavvi, I think this was, or the Hook Group. So this, I mean, you've got the image of the Mosasaurus there that's from Jurassic World. And then we use the different bits that we will have found in the style guide, like this little logo here, and then we sort of add ticket bits to it. So that would be your tear off stub, and you've got the InGen logo there as well. So it's just it's quite a, we sort of take bits from all sorts of places, like our own ideas and the style guide, and then things from the film. So it's quite, I mean, it's not dead cut and dry. You've got to make sure you don't like throw too much stuff at it and make it really busy, because it'll make it more expensive. It'll make it not appear great. But yeah, so we've got really good designers who know what they're doing. I really like this. I might keep it. So we do, colours are a big thing that we use. So this was our first Jurassic World product. It was a blue, Velociraptor blue coin. And we used more of an orangey packaging colour, whereas the Jurassic Park stuff is like the darker, more traditional stuff from the original logo, the red and black and white and yellow logo. So a lot of it is down to just packaging, and they do the logos are slightly different. The Jurassic World one is a T-Rex still, I think, but hasn't got the Jurassic Park written across it like the original Jurassic Park logo had. But yeah, you're right about tone. It's interesting that I mean, there's not many people that are big fans of the first three films that aren't fans of the Jurassic World films, but it still does feel like the original. Certainly, the first film was probably a bit darker than the later ones. They seem to, well, the second one as well, I suppose. But yeah, so maybe brighter, more colourful things are what we perhaps go for Jurassic World stuff. But I mean, there's no sort of cut and dry rules for it. It's great. It's like they're such a iconic company. We've got a few different franchises that we license off them. So we've got Back to the Future and their Monsters range. So we've got Frankenstein and Dracula bits as well. and it's really good to work with them. They're great guys, and like some of these companies who they're so huge, like Universal is. Like we will be a tiny little fraction of what they have to do on a day-to-day basis, but they're attentive and they get back to us, and it's impressive. It's a good thing to say you're doing. You deal directly with Universal Pictures, which is nice. The Velociraptor bottle opener, without doubt, it's so cool. I just hold it. This one's attached to the backing still, but hold it between my claw like Alan Grant does at the start to that little kid that he terrifies. It's really cool, and not just because I'm a big drinker. That's not why. You can open non-alcoholic beverages with it as well. But we've sort of landed on drinkware, because we do the bottle opener. We do coasters. I've got some coasters here as well. So there we've got the Gates and the T-Rex skeleton. They're not as detailed as things like the ingots, because a glass has got to sit on it without falling off. And we've just this last few months launched shot glasses as well, which are really cool. So there's different iconic bits from the first film there as well. So that's been really good to work with. Like things you can actually use. I mean, collectibles are great, and I do love them. And my wife hates me for it, but I collect all sorts of stuff. But I do like the things that have actually got a use, like the bottle opener. Well, I mean, there's when Dominion comes out next year, I imagine there'll be tons of new stuff that we'll be able to do. We don't get any like sneak previews of anything, annoyingly. It'd be nice if we did, but we don't. So that'll be great. I'm sure that'll be a treasure trove of stuff we can create new products from. In terms of stuff that I'd like to work with, it'd be cool if we could do stuff. The main iconic part of the first film. I've said iconic a lot, but you have to do Jurassic Park. The first T-Rex chase in the car when the car gets flipped over and the kids are trapped. Something from that. I'm not sure exactly what. I don't know, a model of the T-Rex's eye or close to the window or something. That'd be really cool. And we've just recently just launched like gift boxes as well with a few different products in, which are quite cool. So that sort of stuff that we might start doing more of. Premium things. We've just launched the premium pin badge, 24 karat gold pin badge, which I have here. We're going to start doing more premium stuff like this. So this is like, we wouldn't put it on like your jumper or anything because it's quite heavy. It comes with a little gold foil print of the Gates, and it's like a chunky proper pin badge of the mosquito in amber. Another thing that'd be quite cool to work on, actually, now you mentioned it, is Mr. DNA. It'd be great if we could create something with him. It'd have to be a kid's toy or something, I think. That'd be cool. There's not really anything that I can show or tell. We have got a sample of something that I'm not allowed to show you, but it's along the same lines of something we've done previously. And there's a couple of big things that we're hoping to launch towards Christmas, but I can't tell you about them. And then when Dominion comes out, hopefully we'll need a new warehouse for the stuff that we produce from that. Just keep being big fans of the franchise, because that's what's getting more stuff made, and that's what we like to see. Not just so we can produce stuff, because we're all such big fans and we want to see more content being made by them. TV series, fine with that, and we can't wait for Jurassic World Dominion to come out. I'm really excited about it. I was a big fan of the last Jurassic World film, which name completely escapes me. Fallen Kingdom. I know it wasn't particularly well received, but I think J.A. Bayona is one of the best directors working today, and I absolutely loved it. I like the haunted house feel of it with dinosaurs in. Like, I was sold at that. So I know it wasn't particularly well received, but I was a big fan of it. So yeah, more films. Keep being fans, Jurassic community, please.